Hey everyone, Nick Gouch here. The coronavirus, something that I wouldn't say snuck up on America, but it really came in fast and surprised a lot of people. A lot of people watching the news over there in China and stuff like that, or us watching the news, we saw what was happening and we seen the fatalities and things like that, the casualties, but I think a lot of people didn't think that could really happen here in America. We're maybe thinking we're more prepared, but this is such a thing. It's a pandemic. We're not used to these all the time. We don't have these. We don't have plagues like this. So I feel for our officials and leaders because they really took this on blindly. They didn't have a handbook or a guide or anything to go off of. They really just did this. They got the information, they got the things like that, and they put out plans, they put out implements, and I think for the most part they did pretty good. A lot of people kind of went around what officials said and government said, so a lot of fines were given out to businesses and people that were just out and doing things, or these businesses that had their buildings packed full of people not practicing social distancing, which is something I'll talk about, not a word here, a few months ago. But the stay-at-home order and the safer-at-home order are two things people, I don't know if they really understood what they meant. So Healthline.com has some very good information on both of these topics. But for the stay-at-home order, they interviewed Brian Labus, who has a PhD in public health, and he was quoted as saying, "We want people to stay home as much as possible, but make exceptions to go out for medical care, food, and essential work." The word essential workers is such a broad thing to talk about. I work at a bank, so I was considered an essential employee, so I was still going. But a lot of some of these companies and things like that who felt they were essential for communities or the states, a lot were let go, where they were furloughed or whatever else happened to them. And it's such a touchy subject because a lot of people were affected by it. The New York Times has they did, not no more. I think they kind of shut down the site, but they had an interactive thing of the map, so you could see which states are closing or which states are putting in a safer at home order. And North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, and Arkansas had nothing. They didn't implement a safer at home order or a stay at home order. They really just went about their business and continued staying open and producing things and keeping their state going. A lot of other states, actually every other state, had to really shut down, and a lot of these places took a big hit by that. And the coronavirus.la has also some good information about the safer at home order, which the safer at home order means what it says. You're just safer at home. So you're not getting out, you're not coming across someone, excuse me, coming across someone who might have the sickness or another sickness at all. The word social distancing really implements here at the safer at home, because you can get out, you can go do your normal things like getting food or groceries or things like that, but that's where you practice social distancing, so staying 6 feet back. A lot of these stores now have little circles or lines on the ground that are 6 feet away from each other, so when you're standing in line, you're 6 feet back. You're practicing social distancing, which is good. Coronavirus it happened like that, and it took the world by storm, and it still is, and probably will be for until they can find a cure. And even then, that'll be another topic, because a lot of people probably won't want to take the cure. So it's a major topic, and I think these orders right here will come back later. It's just up to us to implement them. Thanks, guys.